It's good to see you. Let me welcome you to First Baptist Church. And if you will look inside your worship guide, there are several announcements that especially ladies, two things for you tonight. In this room, you'll see the thing Come to the Well. Rita Foster will be sharing her testimony. So at the end, we can leave these two center sections up. We don't have to take those down. But there'll be some finger foods and other things, and then a time of prayer and worship and testimony. And then you'll notice there's a ladies' tea coming up next week. And then all the other information that you need to see as far as the youth yard sale and the pancake breakfast and those kind of things, business meeting and other things that are coming up. So pay attention to those and be a part of them. We'd love to really encourage you ladies, all ladies, to be involved in the time tonight and also next week. We're glad you're here. We want to welcome you. Why don't you stand up and move around and get ready to worship. Y'all gonna be the boosters? Well, all right. You can be seated. We are joined today with our choir, and they would love to invite you if you can sing and want to be a part of the choir. Sometimes those things work together, singing and being a part of the choir. Unlike the guy that was in our youth choir in First Boaz, the music minister told him just to move his mouth and not to sing. But they phenomenal song they sang this morning. They're going to sing it again. But Wednesday nights at 6:30? 7:30. For right now, they practice, and so if you would like to be a part of that, you can still sing and be in both services, and so we would love to have you join them in singing. But let's let them lead us, and after that, Vaughn's going to come and read our scripture.
I was taking a trip on a plane the other day, just wishing that I could get out, when the man next to me saw the book in my hand and asked me what it was about. So I settled back in my seat, a bestseller, I said, a history, a mystery in one. Then I opened the book and began to read from Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. He was born of a virgin one holy night in the little town of Bethlehem. Angels gathered round him underneath the stars, singing praises to the great I Am. He walked on the water, healed the lame, and made the blind to see again. And for the first time here on earth, we learned that God could be a friend. And though he never ever did a single thing wrong, the angry crowd chose him. And then he walked down the road and died on the cross, and that was the end of the beginning. That's not a new book, that's a Bible, he said, and I've heard it all before. I've tried religion, it's shame and guilt, I don't need it anymore. It's superstition, made up tales, just to help the weak to survive. Let me read it again, I said, but listen closely. This is gonna change your life. He was born of a virgin one holy night in the little town of Bethlehem. Angels gathered round him underneath the stars, singing praises to the great I Am. He walked on the water, healed the lame, and made the blind to see again. And for the first time here on earth, we learned that God could be a friend. And though he never ever did a single thing wrong, the angry crowd chose him. And then he walked down the road and died on the cross, and that was the end of the beginning. The end of the beginning, he said with a smile. What more could there be? He's dead. You said they hung him, put nails in his hands and a crown of thorns on his head. I said I'll read it again, but this time there's more, and I believe that this is true. His death wasn't the end, but the beginning of life that's completed in you. Don't you know he did all this for you? One holy night in the little town of Bethlehem. Angels gathered round him underneath the stars, singing praises to the great I Am. He walked on the water, healed the lame, and made the blind to see again. And for the first time here on earth, we learned that God could be a friend. And though he never ever did a single thing wrong, the angry crowd chose him. And then he walked and he died. But 3 days later, 3 days later, 3 days later, he rose. He was born of a virgin one holy night in the little town of Bethlehem. Cross, he is the great I Am. Oh, 3 days later he arose. The Son of God is alive. 3 days later, my Jesus is alive. He rose.
While everybody's getting set up, we want to just again thank the choir for being here and encourage you to be a part of that if you'd like to. And 7:30 on Wednesday nights, right after DU. But we are glad you're here. And somewhere, walking right over there, is the newly Dr. Hunter Rowe. He got his doctor's degree and was. The family went down and celebrated, and I got a picture from Dr. Al Mohler of him and the family together, and it was such a good. Hunter, we're proud of you, and we're glad you're able to worship with us today. Vaughn, it's time to come read the scripture.
Good morning. This Sunday's scripture comes from Psalms, the 23rd chapter. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is the word of the Lord.
All right, church, because he arose, we have a song to sing. So let's stand, let's sing. So glad you're here in the house of the Lord.
We worship the God who was. We worship the God who is. We worship the God who evermore will be. He opened the prison doors, parted the raging sea. My God still holds the victory. There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. We won't be quiet. Shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is surely in this place. We won't be quiet. Shout out your praise. Shout out your praise. Sing to the God who hears. We'll sing to the God who saves. We'll sing to the God who always makes a way. And he hung upon that cross, but then he rose up from that grave. My God, still rolling stones away. There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. And we won't be quiet. Shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is surely in this place. We won't be quiet. Shout out your praise. And we were the beggars, but now we're royalty. And we were the prisoners, but now we're running free. And we are forgiven, accepted, redeemed by his grace. Let the house of the Lord sing praise. And we were the beggars, but now we're royalty. We were the prisoners, but now we're running free. We are forgiven, accepted, redeemed by his grace. Let the house of the Lord sing praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. And we won't be quiet. Shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is surely in this place. We won't be quiet. Shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. We won't be quiet. Shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is surely in this place. We won't be quiet. Shout out your praise. Shout out your praise.
Christ says it is for freedom that I have set you free. There's a calm that covers me when I kneel down at your feet. It's a place of healing. It's a place where I find freedom. There's a place my eyes can't see.